everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and I have an can't do that. I have an excellent show for you today. Those jokes are just horrible. I'm sorry. Didn't even mean to do that. Actually, we have a great show. We have Darlene on with us. We're going to be cooking food that's great for you, but tastes amazing. I have some cool things. So we're going to first start off with this Moroccan shrimp dish. We're going to do a red pepper puree, a red pepper coulis for that. That's going to be our first dish. Second dish, we're going to take a whitefish, do a tapanade with these beautiful olives. Wait till I tell you about those. These gorgeous olives as a tapanade on top of fish. You got briny, you got the fish, and then we do the tomatoes, almost like a pickled tomato. Wait till you see what we could do there. You can't believe how easy it is. And then we're going to finish it off with creme brulee. Okay, before that record needle scratches in your head and you go, wait a second, how did that become healthy? It's all about moderation. Little bit of creme brulee, some grapefruit, and hey, some creme de cassis, chambord, little alcohol at the end. Doesn't hurt any when the rest of your meal is heart healthy and fun. Darlene's going to join me. We're talking about good exercise, healthy living, everything that my last show wasn't, but it's all fun. And guess what? Your culinary journey starts now. Everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey again. I'm Luca Paris, of course, and we have Darlene. How's it going?
Wonderful. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you. Now, we've talked before about eating healthy and working out and all that stuff, and you just turned 25, so you have to worry about all that kind of stuff, right?
After 25, it's a downward slide, they say.
but that's
it's not.
No, but it's eating healthy doesn't mean that you have to have rice crackers and right?
No, not at all. There are healthy ways to eat, and we're going to do it today.
Right, and we're going to start with creme brulee.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, when I told you the rest
creme
of
brulee.
The menu, we're going over the menu. I go, so we're going to have creme brulee, and well, how does that work? Well, it works because we're going to make sure there's actually no butter or fat other than oils the whole way we're going through. It's going to be absolutely incredible, a lot of flavors, and you've actually tried all these dishes.
Yes, I have, and they're so good.
Good. So I'm going to show you how to make creme brulee. It's the easiest recipe in the world because everybody has all these complicated kind of nuances to it and what have you. What we're going to do is just do 4 parts of cream to 1 part of egg yolk, 1 part of sugar. Of course, you need a lot of sugar. 1 part of sugar, and then 1 vanilla pod in this case. So what I'm going to have you do is start mixing all those together. So you just get your sugar in and your egg yolk and start incorporating those two together.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing. We're getting our creme brulee in, and we'll show you a little bit. While she's doing that, I got a quick little thing that I got to see on the internet I thought was pretty awesome. People ask me, well, how do you separate your egg yolks, right? And that's one of the biggest things. Well, I buy them separated. Don't you? Well, if you don't, let's see if we can get this to work. Hopefully we get a nice egg yolk. There's a nice egg yolk right there, right? Coolest trick ever. Then we take a basic water bottle or plastic bottle, squeeze the air out, and you watching? There you go. You got a perfect egg yolk in there. And then it goes right back into there. I now separated my egg yolks.
Awesome.
I feel like Rocky all of a sudden, don't I? All right. Wasn't that cool? Anybody else? That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Very awesome.
That was at least worth 1 clap.
There you go. Okay.
There's an egg yolk. There you go. You got a little bit more.
And am I going with this cream next?
How you doing?
I think I'm good.
Yeah. Incorporate your sugar in there. And now start putting your cream in there.
Okay.
Now the idea behind doing a creme brulee is actually tempering your eggs and your egg yolk together. But I've always, not always, I've been lazy. So I did this one time without tempering. I was in a rush and I just threw it all together. I was like, oh, let me put it in there and see what happens. It actually comes out really good. If you whisk it up really well, the sugar and everything comes together, you have to put all your cream in.
Oh, all of it.
Yeah, it's 4 to 1. There you go.
Whoops.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. This is the only time I get to have fun like this. All right, you just put that last one in, and then we're going to put our vanilla pod in. Now, when I take the vanilla, what I do is I cut it open. And when you're looking for a vanilla bean, what you want to do is find a bean that's nice and soft and pliable. You see that?
Where do you get those, Luca?
You can get those at any store, any supermarket.
Really?
Yeah, you can find them there. Now, but make sure you find them where they're nice and soft and pliable. If they're dry and hard, you're going to have a little tougher time doing what I'm doing now. What I'm here is taking the inside of the seeds out of the bean, and I opened it with a slit, and then with the back of my knife, or with my knife, I took out all of this, and this is all the flavor we want.
Fantastic.
So we're going to add that in there, and you're going to mix that in really well so it kind of breaks up in there. All right?
Okay.
Doing okay? That's as much of a workout as you get when you go to work out, right?
Good for the arms, yeah.
So you see this? Do not throw this away.
Do not throw that away.
This is awesome to put in the sugar. So you have your own sugar container. You take all your spent pods, because smell.
That's fantastic.
Right? Pop that in your sugar container, and you have the best vanilla sugar you ever have. And actually, it adds more flavor to your creme brulee also if you want to have that real strong vanilla flavor. So it doesn't get wasted. Also, you pop it in a vodka, a cheap vodka.
Yeah.
Right? A bunch of these in a cheap vodka. Put it away for a month in a dark container.
Vanilla
and you have vanilla vodka, or they say it's supposed to be a vanilla extract. It's vanilla vodka. It makes a great chocolate martini. But that's another show, and we won't be going there right now. Anyway, so we're there. You're mixing up our ingredients, and that is all you really need to do to set up a good creme brulee. What you do now is we take this. We're going to ladle a couple of these in. Now you know it's all incorporated really well. You don't want to let it settle. You want to get this in the oven. You've preheated an oven to 275 degrees. And we're going to pop them in for about an hour and a half and take a look at them. If they're nice and when you shake them, they don't look like they're really loose, you're almost ready. If not, you probably need another half hour. The reason why I'm iffy about the time, it all depends on your oven.
Okay.
So I could tell you 1 hour, I could tell you 2 hours, but keep it low and slow so you don't make, wow, you frothed this perfectly. This is great. You did a great job.
Thank you.
And we'll just put it in, and this is all we have to do is put it in the oven, all right? Now since we can't use this much as our last course, we're going to play with how we're going to plate it too. So we'll show you later. All right, let's get that in there. Bingo. Dessert is done. We just have to go back to it, let it cool off. It's actually best if it's cooked the day before and then it sits in your refrigerator and it cools off a little bit. That's the best way to get it. We need, what do we need? We need that. What is that called?
The blender.
I just made creme brulee. How do I remember?
I know.
Got it?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so in our blender, we're going to start our first dish. I'm going to grill some shrimp, but you're going to make a roasted red pepper coulis. We're doing a Moroccan shrimp and roasted red pepper coulis. And the way it's made is real simple. I'm going to take the shrimp over here, and I'm going to season that with our Moroccan spice blend. There's Moroccan tagine. It's a blend of cumin, coriander, touch of cinnamon, some ancho chili, but really light, really great flavors. It's going to make it pop. Now, what we've talked about, you remember, we talked about the fact that you need to, I mean, a lot of people could cook this, and they put tons of butter and tons of stuff and cream, and no need for that. No.
We're just adding flavor. We're just adding flavor. We're just without all the fat.
And now the intensity of some of these rubs or some of these flavors will really pop. And then we're going to give it a base that's going to be roasted red pepper coulis. So we're going to take some peppers. We're going to take a little bit of basil, fresh basil. Do maybe a couple of these garlic, fresh garlic, because it's going to really be potent. And get those all in there. I'm going to give you some vegetable stock. And this could be served cold, or you can warm it up or serve it cold. In this case, we're going to serve it as a cold bottom.
Is this the correct amount?
So about up to here. Right to there.
Okay, right about there?
Wow, she knew where I was going.
Okay.
That's perfect. So put a cover on that, so chopping that up and see where we are there.
We're just
going to have to season it with a little salt and pepper.
We're just going to pulse it?
Yeah, pulse it like crazy. This looks like, no, it's, the problem is that I'm going to need a little bit more peppers in there, but we'll work on that later. Okay. That's my own fault. I should have put a little bit more.
Let's
give it a little flavor. That's perfect for right now. Let's put some Moroccan spices in there. We'll do some on the shrimp. Now what I'm going to do is we'll start grilling these shrimp, and I'm going to add a little bit of tomato and peppers to that. We're going to make that a little bit thicker, and then when we come back, we'll get it all cooking, and you'll see what we're doing. Then we make our Castelvetrano olives, and you're going to absolutely love those. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You having fun there, Darlene?
I'm having a blast.
Welcome back, everybody.
This is awesome.
So I needed this is why I had Darlene on the show with me today. I needed someone to pit all the olives. And
That's right.
My method, whoa, where are you going? Ow, watch out.
Sorry.
All right. See, my method doesn't work.
Right. That's how I like to do it too. They're so good. Oh, capers.
Anyway, that way doesn't work, so we have to work another way. So, Darlene, show us your...
The technique?
Yeah, show us your
okay.
technique. That's
all right,
it.
we've got the mallet, and we're just smushing it, and we're
And then
taking out
pulling
the pit, and it's very simple. It's easy, easy. Who would have
Pretty
thought?
amazing.
Who would have thought?
Yeah,
Really?
exactly. All right, so what I have here is I have the shrimp that we're going to grill up with our pepper coulis. We let it grind a little more. We added a little more peppers to that, and then some tomato product to it also. So we have these Moroccan flavors in there that we've added the spice. We have garlic and some fresh basil. What I'm going to take here is our shrimp, and we're just going to get them on the grill. Moroccan seasoned on one side. I put a little oil on the grill, and we're going to get these all cooking. Now, although shrimp aren't considered super low fat because they're shellfish, all we're really doing to this is we have that as our puree base. We're using some Moroccan flavors to really make flavors pop in it. And that's it. I mean, it's real simple, really easy, and you can't go wrong. So this little red pepper coulis also works great if you want to do it for a fish sauce or something along those lines. How many olives do you think we need?
I don't know.
Just keep going. I'll let you know when you're done. All right, so we're grilling our shrimp, and
You're getting away from
I'm
me.
just worrying about when you're going to hit me with one of those. And as we're grilling our shrimp, we'll make our sauce for our plate, and that's good. While you're doing that, I'm also going to get our fish together. I'm going to show you what the fish looks like, and then we're going to put that. You're going to hit the cameraman if you go in the other direction.
That's right. That's
We're
right.
going to get our sauce, not our sauce, but our fish together, and then we're going to top our fish. So let me go get our fish. You keep doing the olives.
Okay, I'm getting there.
Do you remember how I pronounce those olives?
Castelvetrano olives. Is that right?
Castelvetrano olives. Yeah, perfect.
Castelvetrano.
You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Castelvetrano olives actually come from Sicily, and they're instead of
very
being in a vinegar, they're actually in their natural brine, and they have some amazing flavor. They're simple. They're not overpowering. They don't just like jump at you, and they're not enjoyable. These are absolutely wonderful.
So good.
And I use them as a tapanade. They're great in martinis. Just throwing it out there. If you're ever making a martini.
Are these easy to locate too?
I don't know that question. They are for me. I could get them anywhere. But they're starting, the company that's really big in selling it, Roland Foods, they're starting to be in supermarkets everywhere. So they're a great thing to be working with. So I'm going to flip over our shrimp here real quick. And I got our fish going, our shrimp going. We got a great little thing going on here. This Moroccan flavor is just going to be pretty amazing. So what I want to do now for our fish, this is a bassa. It's a light flaky whitefish, swai. You can find that at the supermarket. If you wanted to use a tilapia or a sea bass, you could do that also. I'm just also going to work on our portion size, which is also an important thing to think about whenever we're eating. We want to cut it down. We want about a 4 to 5 ounce portion size. And trimming the fish is a really important part of what you do. It's so you're making sure that none of these pieces kind of like curl up on it. So while you trim it down, you're going to make a nicer looking fish. So we're going to just cut the edges off. And I use this if I do like a pasta. Have all that. Never throw anything away. There's no need for it.
Don't waste food.
Just a simple pasta dish or a seafood pasta or fruta de mare kind of thing. You could do that. So I'm just going to trim down. It's still all good. I just want a nice looking portion there. All right. So this is for the two of us. Now we're going to get this in a pan. And we're going to start that kind of cooking up. And we're going to start getting, I think you're good there to make us our tapanade that we're going to do at the same time. See how my shrimp is. Oh, yeah. Now, do you like your shrimp really, really cooked, like where it's kind of rubbery?
No.
Good, neither do I.
Nice and tender, right,
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then it's going to finish cooking a lot on its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our shrimp off. I'm going to put it over here because we're going to be serving that on our later on. We'll show you how to make it, that plate. And those olives, we're going to start getting into our little Robocoup there, that little, what's that thing called there? That little blender thing, the jiggy.
A little food processor?
Yeah, the food processor. This is the best part of the show. I always like to see if anybody could get the top off. Hold on one second. Here you go. You go that way, and it's off.
Okay.
You're ready to rock. So we want to get those Castelvetrano olives in. All right. You're going to put in small amount of capers. Now, I do have a recipe for this online. It's at lucaparis.com under recipes, and it makes a bigger portion. So let's put about a third of what's there for capers. Yeah.
How's about that? Okay.
And a small amount of sun-dried, anchovies.
Like how many?
Let's put about 4 anchovies in
Okay.
there. Now that could easily be adjusted to what you like. If you don't want the saltiness of the anchovy, you don't have to put that in also, right?
Sun-dried tomato.
All right, we're going to keep that out for last because
Okay.
we're going to add that in. And then we're going to just put in about a small piece of shallot right here. So let me get, where's the knife? Where are all my knives go? Here it goes. And shut that all off. We'll put a couple of pieces of shallot in there. All right. Hold on. Touch of lemon juice. And just a touch of oil, kind of bring it all together right here. And you don't need to add any salt. Your anchovy's going to add salt, your caper's going to add salt, all your flavors are right there. And then let's just put that tap back on, and you're going to just hold on to it and pulse it for dear life. And this is a tapanade, and that's what tapanades are. They're an olive chop.
Grind or chop?
Chop, grind, you pick. It's going to work either way. All right, get it nice and to almost like a paste, right? And if you think we need a little more oil, what we do is, what's great about this top is that the oil goes right in through here.
Oh, that's great.
Right? So
Everyone needs one of these.
All right. And kind of pulse it. Here we go with the fish. And now here's where this dish gets really easy and quick. We're going to take our fish that we salted and peppered on one side. We're going to get it in. Turn down the heat a little bit. So we got a little bit of water in that fish. There we go. Cook that down. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the fish, we're going to flip it over, we're going to finish cooking it, we're going to put the olive tapenade on top. When we come back, we'll put together the shrimp and the roasted peppers. We'll put your crust of tapenade on top of our fish, and then we're going to make our creme brulee dish.
Okay,
right?
great.
Don't forget tomato escabeche.
We don't want to forget that.
Don't forget it. If you don't know what that is yet, you'll find out when we come back, so don't go away. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca.
And I'm Darlene McKinstry.
There you go. How you doing, Darlene? You having fun?
I'm having a blast.
All right, good. So we've made so far the shrimp, Moroccan shrimp. We're going to be doing the roasted red pepper coulis with it. But we're going to do a little twist on a salad to serve with it. So we'll do that in a second.
Absolutely.
I've cooked off the fish, salt and peppered each side. It's cooked about 3/4 of the way through. We're going to put the Castelvetrano tapenade, which you made.
Yes.
Which was delicious, by the way.
It's really good.
So a reminder for everyone, it has capers in there, anchovies. You could omit them if you really want to. You have extra virgin olive oil. What else did we put? A little lemon juice?
A little bit of lemon.
I think that was about it. And that's all you really need is the olives that really bring the flavor. And that's got that nice saltiness. And then we have the fish, which is kind of like the palate. If we were painters, that would be the base. And then you put the salty brininess on top. And then what we're going to do is like this acidic pickled tomato on the bottom of that. And all those flavors combined, they just pop. And it's just absolutely wonderful. And the same thing we're going to be doing with the Moroccan shrimp. With the cumin and the coriander and all those earthy flavors on the shrimp, you got a lot of great flavor. But we're going to add a little orange zest and celery leaf. Now show everybody celery leaf that we have. And you're going to put this together. You know the leaves of celery everybody gets rid of all the time? Well, they got this nice, someone's in the audience going, no, I don't get rid of those.
No.
So they got this nice little kind of bitter flavor to them that just goes great as, if I don't have parsley, I use this all the time. So why don't you start making that salad? So you have the pulled celery leaf. You're going to add some orange zest. Now, if you don't have a zester, Darlene has a trick here.
A serrated knife.
Yeah. And then not too tight, just really light.
Oh, okay.
And there you go. You're just kind of scraping the outside.
There we go.
And you're just going to get a little bit of that zest off because you want the essence of the orange in there with a little salt, olive oil, and that. While she's doing that, and she's getting it off, you think so?
I'm having trouble.
Yeah, are you? Watch, I'll show you.
Show me.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Hey, there
Okay.
you go. So you kind of like just scrape it off like that. And you're not getting a lot off, right? See all that stuff that's on the knife?
Okay, yes.
That's what you want right there. You don't need a lot, and you don't want to go too far down. And there we go. That's our little...
Okay.
And then let's put the rest of that in. That's going to be enough for you for right now. I'll keep doing this. This is fun. I got nothing else to do.
So we're putting this in.
Yeah, you're going to put that
And
in.
we talked about a little bit of olive
I
oil.
think I just got some orange zest in my eye. There you go. A little bit of orange zest, a little olive oil,
Little olive oil.
A little salt.
Just a little?
Yeah, just so you dress it. I never like dry greens on anything. I mean, I always like to have something there. And then a little salt. And then just mix it up a little bit. We'll put it over to the side. And when we're ready to plate our shrimp, we'll show you what to do with that. And that's just going to give, you got the shrimp that's got this nice meatiness to it, earthiness from the Moroccan flavors, the roasted red pepper coulis on the bottom, and then this like
Smells good.
acidic bitterness that comes to it, and all those flavors really pop. No fat, no butter, no cream. You don't need any of that, and it's a great way to go. So in the pan, you're going to get some tapanade on top of our fish, and we'll finish them up in the oven. In this pan, luckily around this time of the year, we get a lot of local tomatoes too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pickle some tomatoes. Now the pickling process, if you talked about actually pickling, and you want to get like kind of that vinegar preserving method, that takes a little bit longer. If you're canning, this is not what you would be doing if you were canning. What I'm doing is called an escabeche, or basically a quick pickle of any type of fruit or vegetable or anything you want to do. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this pan. Darlene, did you steal my oil? It's over here.
I did.
There you go. All right, just a little bit of oil. And then we're going to add our tomatoes in there. Just give a quick sear to the tomatoes, just to heat them up. All right? Now this, if you don't like vinegar, or if it makes you like sneeze and stuff, you better stand back when you do the next step. Stand back. Because we're going to get the tomatoes hot. We're going to do a little salt and pepper on the tomatoes. Perfect, that's enough.
Okay, great.
Well, and you know what's great about that tapenade? Use it as a sandwich bread.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, you can use it for almost anything.
That
right?
would be amazing.
All right, so I'm basically just heating up my tomatoes in the oil, just a little bit, warming them up. And then sherry wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, you name it. I want to get this pan nice and hot because I really want, what'll happen is a good vinegar. Don't use white vinegar because that's used to clean floors, not to cook with. Thank you. Yes, she knows. My grandmother even taught me that. She goes, if I ever see you cooking with this, I'll have nothing to clean the floor with. I was like, okay. All right. So, and then you put in the vinegar, and we let the vinegar just kind of cook down. It actually creates almost a little sauce as it just cooks in with the fat, and it's absorbed by the tomatoes. And you get this quick pickle to the tomatoes. And you remember tasting it. It's just kind of like,
it's fantastic.
It explodes with flavor. While that's cooking down, we'll pop this in the oven, let it finish, and let's plate some stuff. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. First things are shrimp. You're going to do the salad for me.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a little bit of this coulis on the bottom. If you roast your peppers the whole way, then you can make actually a really, really thick roasted pepper coulis, almost like a puree of roasted peppers on the bottom if you want. It could have different colors to it if you have green peppers. Because we have green and red peppers, it's going to be a little bit more on that kind of brownish side, orange brown, right? But if you had all red peppers, it would be really bright and red, and that's it. And then we kind of like put the shrimp along it. And then I just want to take that salad, kind of just drizzle it over the top. Now what's great about this whole thing is that it can be served cold, like room temperature, because shrimp is great room temperature too. Or you can heat it up, make it a little bit hotter, all the sauces. But very important in the whole process, what I really love to do, is this little salad on top. Now if you like cilantro, it goes great with a little bit of cilantro, but make sure you dress it, don't just put it on dry. And adds a lot of flavor. All right, really nice. Yeah. We'll finish it with a little extra virgin olive oil. Vinegar. It gets you.
I love it.
Yeah, isn't that nice? And look how like it almost makes its own sauce, right? All right, so that's our first dish. That's our roasted pepper and shrimp. Our next dish. While I get this dish going, do you have a knife to cut up the berries? No? You need one?
I do.
I keep taking away your knives, don't I?
Yes.
I don't even have any more knives. Here you go. You're going to get a big one. Oh, no. Here, I got a small one for you.
Okay, great.
Yay. That's a ceramic knife.
Okay.
All right. So what you're going to do, just cut up the berries.
Yeah.
Pop them in here, and we'll get a little chambord. All right. So our tomatoes have absorbed all the vinegar that I wanted to. So now I have a dry pan and tomatoes that have a ton of flavor. We don't really have to do much more to that. So what we're going to do is take out the tomatoes, put them down on the plate, And, you know, you don't want them to break down to the point. Some of them are going to break down a little too much where they kind of break into a little sauce. I don't really want that. I want to keep them whole if I can. So try and get them out a little bit sooner if you want. Or cut them thicker. That's a great way, too. If you cut them a little thicker, they'll hold them.
Ooh, the berries can go right back in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
You having trouble with that vinegar?
It's almost like a vinegar facial.
I just absolutely love it.
And then let's get out our fish, put that on top of that. And, you know, it keeps going back to, we don't need to worry about adding butter and cream and all these other things. You don't need to get the crust too hot or crusty, but look at those colors together,
Wow,
you know?
it's beautiful.
It's just that it's colors of Italy. Yay, the flag. You get more stuff? There you go, go in there.
Perfect.
And then that's the same thing. I like to, if you have a seasoned olive oil or really, really good extra virgin olive oil, this is the time where you kind of use it over the top. And that's all you need for that dish. So we're 2 for 2. What else you got?
You like Moroccan stuff? Would you do that? Or
Oh,
not?
you mean that? You like that?
Yeah, I do.
You want to do that? All right, here.
It's pretty.
Knock yourself out. There you
Okay,
go.
there we go.
Put it on there. Go crazy.
Our Moroccan spice.
All right.
Yeah, just a little.
There you go. She likes to, hey, it's all about decorating and having fun.
That's right.
All right, let's see how we do this last one. All right, beautiful.
Okay.
A little creme de cassis in here, right? Mm-hmm. All right, a little creme de cassis.
Yeah, that's good.
And you can't go wrong with that. Now, the creme brulee. So we have 2 healthy dishes we're working with right here. We have these 2 healthy dishes. Now we kind of go, all right, we want to have dessert. So let's have some fun and have dessert. You want to grab that creme brulee that we made yesterday?
Yes.
What do you guys think? That looks beautiful, huh?
There's creme brulee.
There's your creme brulee from yesterday. And instead of doing it, trying to do it the day of, you do it the next day. And then what we do is, where one portion most people would eat 1 portion, right?
Right. Oh, yes.
I would eat 2. You split 1 portion between the 2 of you, and you take a little bit out, and you kind of just flatten it on the surface. Well, this one even looks better than the one we tried last time.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and we're just
Yeah,
kind of
nice and creamy.
give it, it's got some nice texture to it. Where'd that sugar go we have? You have that sugar? Is that it right there?
Was this it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Grab the sugar.
Get my Moroccan seasoning on my fingers. There we go.
All right, we'll get the, and then we're going to put the sugar on top. So this is just a little bit of creme brulee because we want to, you know what, I've looked everywhere for a creme brulee recipe that's low fat. Yeah, that just doesn't work. I'm sorry.
This is the real deal.
Exactly.
Portion
Basically-
control. Have what you like, have the right amount.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our little brulee on top, right, which is just taking the sugar.
Nice. And your little
Oh,
gadget.
you have my torch.
I have
Yay.
your torch.
All right. And we're just going to burn the top. Now, the thing is, if you don't have one of these torches and you do a lot of creme brulees, I recommend to invest in it. If you don't do it often enough to have a torch, and your husband or wife who doesn't have one in the garage, then just go right under the broiler. Get plates that could go under the broiler, pop it up to 500 degrees, put it under, and you'll get this nice crisp top. You see how quick
That's
that was
beautiful.
for us, right?
That's really easy.
Yeah. And then
I want
finally,
one.
you know, that's all you really need. You can do any berries, and if they're in season, go to the farm stand, you do some fresh berries. You don't have to do anything fancy with this. But it's all about those flavors. They just come and pop and are delicious, and the alcohol is not a bad thing, you know. A little bit.
A little bit in moderation also.
Who is this moderation?
I don't know.
What about it?
I'll have
Anyway,
4 of these now. Just
so,
kidding.
and that's it. We did it.
There you go.
We made our entrees. We have 2 appetizers, 2 entrees, 2 desserts. If I knew the calorie count, well, then I'd be a dietitian or some type of major like that. But I don't. But I do know that we made this very healthy. It's Darlene approved, right?
Yes, it is.
That's good enough for me. We're going to get some forks going on here. You know what the best thing about cooking, Darlene?
Eating?
Exactly. Or if you're tossed Chambord and berries. Yes, that is good stuff. So have at what you like. Thanks
Okay.
for joining us today. It
Oh,
was a
thank
pleasure.
you. This was fun. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Well, we had a blast. Thank you. And I'm going to try some of this. It's the tomato, the escabeche.
Okay,
You're going to have
it's
some
shrimp.
shrimp. And, well, we'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey.